Alrighty, I think we are good to go. Yes, we are. Alrighty. Um, Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Adolescence, a channel about the lessons on adolescence. I'm your host, Sam. As you guys can tell today, it's a little different. I don't have a guest with me today, so I will be partaking on this episode alone. Today's format is also going to be slightly different. It's going to be more of a Q&A type vibe where I give more on my own personal anecdotes and my personal advice on certain questions that freshmen may have for seniors such as myself. So we're going to jump right into it. So I have a bunch of questions here on my MacBook. I'll be going through them one by one. Okay. First question is, what advice do you have for navigating high school and making a successful transition? Thinking back to it, when I transitioned from middle school to high school, I think the biggest thing I regret was not being open to different possibilities. And what I mean by that is I was very closed-minded in terms of what I thought I was able to do and what I thought I wanted to do entering high school. I feel like when I chose my classes, I kind of did them based on what my parents wanted me to do. And also when I chose my extracurriculars, I kind of based them on what I was already good at and not what I was actually interested in doing. And advice for new, like grade 9s or grade 10s that are kind of navigating through this on their own is you never know what you want to do. And you also never know what you're going to find passion in and find love in. For example, I started playing Ultimate Frisbee this year. That was a sport I thought I'd never join, and I ended up loving it. I was just strictly on basketball, and now I'm an Ultimate Frisbee player. And like, I know that's a very minuscule example, but it just kind of speaks. Like, I'm in grade 12 and I tried something new, and you guys are in grade 9, 10, 11, 12. And it's never late to try and experiment. So keep your mind open, keep open to every possibility, and try different things. You never know unless you try it. Put your hand out in the water and just try out the different waters. So yeah. Number 2, how did you manage your time and balance academics, extracurricular activities, and social life? Okay. Balance. Balance is huge. Particularly as you get older in the later grades, like 11 and 12, when the homework load and the schoolwork gets increasingly difficult. I think sometimes it gets hard to strike a healthy balance between the two, between hanging out with your friends and studying for exam and kind of deciding what you want to put your energy into. And I guess my only advice is that don't expect it to happen right away. This is something that it takes time because it's something that you need to learn about yourself. For example, what you want to put your energy into and what you want to put your time into and what you want to do more. Me personally, I feel like I put a lot more emphasis on the memories and the social interactions and my friends in high school rather than studying for exam. And I don't regret anything, but I wish, looking back on it, that I had maybe studied a little harder for that exam or did a little harder on that assignment or maybe gone to that class instead of hanging out with my friends instead. And as much as it was good, I wish I just had a clearer balance and a better balance, and it was equal in both sides. So my biggest tip, it takes time, be patient, and figure out what you personally would want to put your energy into and put your effort into. Yeah. Okay, were there any mistakes or challenges you faced in high school that you wish you could have handled differently? 100%. I think the biggest one for me is, especially when I was younger, I dwelled on my past mistakes a lot. Like a lot. This could go from anywhere from messing up on a test, doing bad on an assignment, getting in trouble by a teacher, and saying something I didn't mean to a friend, or things like that. And what I mean by dwelling on past mistakes is I'm not saying that you shouldn't reflect and you shouldn't view things as a learning experience, but to stop putting so much of your energy and putting so much of your time into thinking of things that you can't change. The result has happened. If you did bad on a test, you stressing about it and you getting sad about it is not going to change what happened on that test. The only things you can do is to create steps in order for that to never happen again, and to view it as a way for you. It's like, okay, that caused this much pain. I'm not going to do that again, so I don't need to feel that pain again. And I think that applies for anything else in life, or everything in life. So that was probably something that I wish I would have learned quicker and something that I had handled differently. Yeah. So how did you handle the social aspect of high school, making friends and finding your place? Damn. I was very, very gifted. I think God gifted me with a very extroverted personality. So in terms of making friends and kind of handling the social aspect of high school, it was a lot easier for me just because I was able to reach out and kind of put myself out there a lot easier than a lot of people. In terms of people that have a hard time with that and have a hard time with reaching out first and talking to people and creating these connections, particularly in class, I would say is to stop caring. I think the biggest boundary people have is that they have so low self-esteem and confidence in themselves that they don't want to put themselves out there because they don't want people to see their true selves. And my only rebuttal I have for that is, I'm sorry to say, I'm going to be truthfully honest, like, people don't care as much as you think they care. And I think that's such a big thing that you need to realize, particularly for the younger grades, that you need to stop pretending to be something or someone that you're not. And it's better, and the sooner you realize that, and the sooner you realize and become comfortable with your true self, that people are going to people are just going to accept you a lot more, and you're going to see that change happening. The sooner you accept it yourself, you're going to see other people accept it. So in terms of just finding your place in social aspect and making friends, to stop caring that much. Just be more comfortable with it, take a deep breath, and kind of put yourself out there a lot more. I hope that made sense. I'm going on a whim right now, so I hope that made sense. Okay. Can you share any advice on setting goals and staying motivated in high school? For sure. Hello. For me, as someone that's experienced extreme burnout and someone that's experienced an extreme lack of motivation, I would say the biggest advice I have is to start small. And what I mean by that is, I think a lot of people view high school and view life in general as a tunnel. And all they can see and all they think about is the end. And they just kind of sprint through that tunnel. I would say, as much as that's important, as much as there should be a larger goal at the end of it, is to set smaller goals and to work through those one by one. You're not going to do everything you want to do overnight. And the biggest thing to realize is, instead of getting discouraged by that, is to set smaller goals and then work through those and accomplish those smaller goals. And each of those smaller goals will provide you with the motivation every day. Those smaller goals can range from anything from going through a tough exam, going through handing in a tough assignment, or finishing off school, making it to winter break, making it to spring break, and ultimately making it one by one, step by step, if that makes sense. So start small, set smaller goals, work at it day by day, and you will eventually get there. Trust me, you will get there. I got there. You can get there, of course. How do you explore your interests and passions during your freshman year? The only advice I have is to try. You will never know what you want to do, what you like, if you don't try. Like, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Push your ego aside. Don't think that you're good or you're better than things. If you feel like it's something that you can find enjoyment in and something you can find passion in, no matter what people say, no matter what people think, no matter what your friends say, do it. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what you think, or what you find, or what you think of it, and what you find enjoyment in it. So, try things. Yeah. Okay. So wrapping up episode 4 this episode. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little rough just because I was alone and I had to reshoot so many of the questions due to technical difficulties, but we got through it. I hope that what I said had some meaning to it, that whoever watched it was able to take something away from it and to learn something from my experiences. And thank you guys so much for watching episode 4 of Adolescence, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Yes. Bye.